I use the expression, life will present you with people and circumstances to reveal where you're not free. So at that moment, it had nothing to do with the coach, but it was part of the karma of your soul's journey on this planet was to reveal where you weren't free, right? In this case, we could argue the lack of freedom was in self-expression, that you wanted, no, I'm going to stay in the game. But what I hear more than anything, which is, I hope, going to give you so much freedom, is what you weren't allowing for was your humanity, right? Meaning that you were 17, you responded in a way that was totally appropriate to who you were at that moment, right?
Yeah.
Now, you've grown, you matured, you've obviously super articulate and educated, you've studied, so you could look back in hindsight and go, oh, I should have done this. But when we should all over ourselves, what we're actually denying is our own path, our own history.
Yeah.
Because again, what happened at that moment couldn't have happened any other way. Why? Because it didn't.
Yeah. Absolutely.
One of my favorite quotes that I use.
Absolutely. I love that as well. I tell that to people too.
Right.
Yeah.
But I want you to embrace it, right? Because there's a lot here for you. You've got a massive heart, right? You're like really, like you're so giving, you're so loving. But there's a little veil that is the eye that hopefully here we can chip away a little bit of surrender. Who cares so much? It's behind your eyes. You can see it. You can feel it. That is a kid who felt that it was incumbent upon him to not let people down. And that's way too much pressure for any human being to carry. And it is the obstacle to you actually sharing the immense amount of love that you have, that you know you have. It keeps you up at night. It creates anxiety. And it is an obstacle to you truly being free and having an even bigger impact than you currently do, right? So if we look at that 17-year-old, do you have kids?
No.
No. But I know you'd be an exquisite father, right? And what I mean is if that kid came home and you'd witnessed that because you were in the stands and you saw what happened, maybe as a dad, you would have been frustrated. But what would have been your real response to your son? This is beautiful. Thank you for letting me go here with you. What would you have, as a father, what would have been the energetics you would have brought to that kid? If you were to put it in one or two words.
I mean, it would have probably been even a wordless, just a hug.
Well, what we would have seen, yeah.
You know, it would have been a hug. It would have been an expression of love, and I probably would have acknowledged, like, man, that was some bullshit. You would have had him.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I wish she would have believed in you because I believe in you.
Yeah.
You know, and but it wouldn't have been judgment.
No,
it would have been no judgment in how I would have responded to my son.
Beautiful. And what has been the energy you've had of that moment for?
Lots of judgment.
A lot of judgment, right? So now, just because you referenced this earlier, when Jesus is stumbling with his cross, I would assert what we've just revealed is your equivalent.
Yeah.
So the only difference is, and you articulated it beautifully, is Jesus was okay with it because he was loving of his humanity. Mm-hmm. And here's a 17-year-old kid who I could just see bust his ass, gives his all, way beyond what is expected because he cares so much and he carries so much weight of responsibility because he's an athlete, he's talented, maybe the MVP. And that's a lot of weight. But what you didn't make space for was the fact that you're also human and you're 17.
Yeah.
And there's 190 people right now who are probably listening in tears because they love you in the face of you not always being the all-star.
Yeah. Yeah, man, that's it. I mean, I think that's the crux of it. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe. Also, share with any friend that you think might benefit from it. And lastly, go to aubreymarcus.com, sign up for my newsletter diary, and you won't miss a thing.